Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a different video from what I had scheduled or planned because all of my plans for Vlogmas basically went down the drain. So I decided to jump on and just have a little chat with you today to talk about what to do when your plans don't work. This just recently happened to me a couple of days ago, and while it was fresh on my mind of all the different things that I did in order to get myself back on track, I wanted to talk to you all about it. So I have my iced coffee here, and we're just gonna sit and have a little chat just in case this might be you. Maybe you have set some plans, you have strategies in place, you have put the plans in your planner, you've written them down in your notebook, you have everything set up, and then you aren't able to execute the way that you thought you should. Something happens that throws you completely off, and now you're trying to figure out how to get back and what to do to get back on track. So we're going to use what happened to me as an example, and then I'm going to share with you the different things that I did in order to help myself get back on track. Okay, first, the plan. Let's talk about the plan. I initially planned to do 25 videos from the 1st all the way through the 25th of December. I talked with you all at the very beginning of Vlogmas to tell you what to expect for Vlogmas. I showed you all my spread and the calendar of the different videos that I wanted to post throughout the month. Every single day was basically getting me prepared and ready for 2023. I like to do these really big planning sessions in order to help me to feel prepped and ready to take on my year. So the first week went really well, and I think it's because I had already started filming before Vlogmas started. I was about 3 or 4 videos ahead of the videos that I was putting out, so I was able to post the video and actually give you a clip of what was coming up next because I was so far ahead. Around day 7 or day 8, it started to become a little bit more challenging, and that's because I started to get a couple of wrenches in my plan. The very first thing that happened was on another side of my business, and that was with my products. Last month, I launched a new product, my cash wallet envelopes, and it was going really well. I was able to ship about 300 of them the very first week after the order. Well, the second week, when I was ready to ship another 200, they had a major issue at the warehouse, and they had to move warehouses in the middle of trying to also get out products. So, of course, this threw a major wrench in the plans because anybody who's ever been moving, you know that moving is a very big hurdle and not something that you actually want to do during the holiday season. Well, we really didn't have that much of a choice, so it had to be done, and this caused a major delay, probably about a week, of the products that I was trying to ship out to my clients. So once that happened, I was a little bit frustrated, but I was like, you know what? I can still get this done because I'm about 3 or 4 days ahead with my filming. I can take about 3 days off from filming and basically work on my product side, work on the shipping, try and get everything done, send out notices to customers, let everyone know what was going on so that everyone would be informed until we got back on track. Now, like I said, this caused me to take about 2 or 3 days off, which did cause me to miss about 1 day of filming and uploading, but I was still okay. I was still in a place where I was like, you know what, this isn't that bad. I can jump right back in. And I just kind of reworked my plan in order to make sure that I still got the videos out to you guys, and I was just going to catch up on filming. So last week, the week started off pretty good. I had started filming again. We were getting back on track. The shop was back on track. I had reached out to all of my clients. Most of them were super understanding, and I love you all so much for that. And it felt like everything was kind of coming back into place. Well, that all changed on Wednesday. Wednesday, New Orleans was hit with a tornado. Now guys, I am super familiar with hurricanes. We always leave during hurricanes. So I'm always prepared and I know exactly what to do. I know when we're gonna evacuate. I know how to pack bags. I know everything because I just have a lot of experience with hurricanes because I have lived in New Orleans my entire life. However, I am not experienced with tornadoes. I had never really experienced a tornado before. We've always had tornado warnings, but to be honest, I've always been like, oh, it's just a bad storm, stayed in my house and just kind of ignored them. Well, unfortunately, that was not the case. We were hit with a tornado. It was about 2 blocks from my house. My house was not affected. My family was not affected. We actually didn't even lose power during that time, but it was still extremely scary because once again, I never had an experience with a tornado, and to hear that a tornado is a block from your house, I was quickly Googling what to do, where we should go, how we should get in a small enclosed space, and me and my family did do that, and we waited it out. But like I said, we didn't have any damage, but it was about 2 blocks from my house. And although the tornado did not affect my home, it did affect the school where we have our church services. So we have our services at West Jefferson High School. The school was badly hit. The roof of the gymnasium was basically torn off. The auditorium was destroyed as well, and they had a lot of damage. So to those of you who do not know, I also have a church with my husband. So I am a full-time entrepreneur, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm also a pastor. Me and my husband have been pastors for the past year. We opened our church in January of 2022, and so we're pretty new, and we have been having services at West Jeff since January of this year. Once we heard how badly hit West Jefferson was, then of course all of our attention was focused on our members, the students, the staff, the teachers there, and we wanted to see how we could possibly help. This threw a major wrench in the plans of Vlogmas and all of the different things that I wanted to do with Organized Money, because I was so concerned and so worried about everything that was going on with West Jeff, and I know that my time and attention needed to be there. And that brings me back to where we are in this video of what to do when your plans aren't working, when they don't work, when something happens, when life happens and throw a wrench in your plan. So let's go through the different stages that we all could experience when our plans don't work and how we can actually approach those feelings. Many times, whenever my plans don't go as I would like them to, I get extremely frustrated. And this is because of the time and the attention to detail that we will usually spend taking the time with our planner to plan out every single thing that we want to happen. When it doesn't happen the way that we have set it out, sometimes it can be really, really frustrating. Now, I did get frustrated initially because it was a tornado in the middle of December, not expected at all, really threw me off. And of course, it brings up unexpected feelings of just frustration and anger and tiredness all at the same time. But these feelings do not help us. They don't help us get back on track. They don't help us get back to the plan. They only help us to wallow in our own sadness of what can't be. The things that I do to usually get myself back on track are the things that I'm going to talk to you about and see if possibly they could help you, or you could possibly find other versions of your own that could help you as well. The first thing that I need to do when my plans don't work and I need to regroup because I'm frustrated, tired, or angry is I will usually have a self-care day. I absolutely love self-care days. I feel like doing maintenance and self-care on myself is one of my favorite things to do along with stationery. So many times I will take a break, take a day. I won't go on social media. And this time I took about 2 days off. 2 or 3 days where I wasn't on social media that much. I think I did post about the storm and just kind of telling you all that I wasn't going to be posting for a few days. But besides for that post, I didn't go on Instagram. I wasn't on TikTok. I wasn't on YouTube. I basically took a couple days off. This helps me to clear my mind and let me process my own feelings. When I'm in that state of frustration, being on social media doesn't really help me because I work a lot of times on social media. So if I'm just scrolling, I'm just looking at all of the different things that I should be doing and I'm not currently doing, and it just makes me more frustrated. So I will always take a break, and I took about 3 days off. The next thing that I will do is do some type of maintenance with myself. I love getting my nails done. I love getting pedicures. I love going to beauty salons and spas and things like that. So my nail salon was not open the very next day after the tornado because they didn't have power. But the day after that, they were open. They were back on track. So I did go to the nail salon. I got something very different with my nails. I usually get the exact same thing every single time I go. I love French tips. I love short nails. And so that's what I usually get. But my nail tech, Mary, she did convince me to try something different. And so I tried coffin nails this particular time. And I just kind of let her do her own design of, it's like a French style design, but it's different because of the shape of the nail. And I cannot lie, I really, really do love it. I also got a pedicure and my eyebrows done. And those little small things just help me feel more at peace. They help me feel very feminine, and I just love it. So it's something that I do every single month anyway, but especially when things happen that kind of throw me off and I'm trying to get back centered, I'm trying to get back my peace, then I will usually do some type of maintenance, some type of manicure, pedicure, things like that, just because I really do love it. Now, this might look different for you. Maybe you're not into nails, and I completely understand that, but what makes you really happy that you can just do for yourself, by yourself, that kind of gets you back centered? You want to put that down. You want to kind of keep track of those different things. Maybe it's getting your hair done. Maybe it's going to Target. Maybe it's going to Starbucks. Whatever that thing is for you, you want to keep track of those different things, because whenever you need them and you need to get back centered, do those things. And before I had like a list of things that I really loved, many times I would forget it in the moment and I would just still be wallowing in my sadness or my frustration. But now that I know the things that really do bring me back peace, bring me back happiness, whether it be an iced coffee, coffee for me is one of those things as well. Whether it be coffee, tea, getting my nails done, pedicure, I will just automatically try and do them as quickly as I possibly can. The second thing that I do in order to help me to get back calm, get back peace, is go to a bookstore. I love bookstores. I love libraries. I love basically anywhere there are books. I also love notebooks and stationery. They're my favorite things to do. So this particular time, I did go to Barnes & Noble and pick up some few items that just helped me to feel much better. The first thing that I got was a new brainstorming notebook. I do have an upcoming video on my brainstorming process and how I use this notebook, but this is a brand new notebook. I usually purchase my brainstorming notebook in January and around July. So I'll have one from January to June and then July to December. But I did pick this one up yesterday mainly because I just felt like I needed it. And it did, of course, help me to feel a little bit better. I also picked up this pouch. Now, I really don't need this pouch at all, but I really love pencil pouches and pen pouches, and I just purchased these new highlighters, which are like becoming my new favorite highlighter very, very quickly. I'm gonna have to do a video on these, but they are the Right Tech highlighters. So I picked up these highlighters first, and I purchased these on Amazon. And then when I saw this little pouch, I was like, this is super, super cute. I absolutely want it. And so it was these two that I just purchased together from Barnes & Noble. And once again, they just help me to feel good. Now, not saying that you have to buy things every single time that you feel bad or that you're frustrated or that your plans don't work, because I know everything I'm talking about right now basically does cost money, because if you're getting your nails done, hair done, things like that, that costs money, along with these book supplies that cost money. But you could also think of different things that don't cost any money. Another thing that I will do sometimes when I know I am frustrated is I will journal. Writing down my thoughts, writing down the different things that I am feeling also really helps me to get back at peace. I am able to express and get them out. It's almost like my personal version of therapy, that I can kind of let these feelings out so that I can release them. And the last thing that really does help me is planning in my planner. So after I've had 3 days, I took about 3 days off. Then I opened up my planner once again to replan everything. And now I feel like I am just in a better place. I have done some daily maintenance to myself. I purchased a few items that make me really happy. I did some journaling, and now I am ready to start planning again. And setting up my planner this time and being able to look at things with fresh eyes really do help me to just start moving things around again and not feel so frustrated or depressed about what didn't happen. Now I get to see through fresh eyes what the possibilities could be. So that's exactly what I did. I pulled out my planner. I started to just kind of rework the plan. I got on my computer. I just looked at the different things that I could do differently. And now I am ready to take on the fresh week and just start all over again. Just get back to filming the way I had scheduled to film before all of this happened. So if you're in a space where your plans aren't working out, take a day. Take some time. Even if you don't have an entire day, take a few hours off. Give yourself some space and time to regroup, because when you are in a space of frustration or anger or depression about what didn't work, many times it's not the best place to try and rethink and plan ahead. It's better to take a break so that you can feel better and then get in a better space to actually start planning again. So I reset all of my plans. Now, who's to say that they're gonna work exactly? Not 100% sure that they are. Maybe something else might happen and it might throw me off again, but we can't look at planning as it has to happen this way, because every time we do, we are setting ourselves up for failure. And when life happens, our plans just don't work. But it doesn't mean that we should stop planning, because planning is the best way for us to have a clear mind and a great action plan to do all of the different things that we want to do. But we do have to be very flexible when those plans don't work, to be able to regroup and try again. So guys, thank you all so much for checking on me during this time. I did receive your emails, your texts, your YouTube comments, even when I did the post. Underneath that post, so many of you were just telling me to take care of myself, and I really appreciate your support and your understanding during this time. I even emailed a bunch of you that had orders. As soon as the post office opened again, I did ship out a bunch of those orders as well. So thank you so much for all of your kind words and understanding during this time. But let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite thing to do when your plans don't work out? How do you regroup? Do you go to Target? Do you go to Starbucks? Do you just lay down and relax? Do you take a nap? Let us know. That might be something that I can add to my list to do when my plans don't work out. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Until then, keep organizing your life so you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.